Hey boys and girls, it's time for Fundations again, so make sure you have your language arts notebook and a pencil and you can follow along with me. To begin today, we want to talk about a word of the day. And just like the words that we've been focusing on this week, this word will have a suffix. Remember, a suffix is a group of letters at the end of a word, as opposed to a prefix, which is at the beginning, that change the meaning of that word. So I'm going to show you this word. Read it out loud to the camera. Good. Write this in your notebook. I'd like for you to underline the root word and circle the suffix. And if you can, mark up the root word. Do so now with your best handwriting. If you said it before, the word is bravely. Bravely. Now, normally, if we were going to tap out this word, we would say all the sounds. There's a digraph. A blend, sorry. Bravely. Bravely? That's not a word that I know. But I do know that ly is a suffix that we've been talking about. So if I circle my suffix and I know that the rest is a root word, this word is brave. Because the A says a long sound because the E is a silent E. It tells that E to say its name. So this is a vowel consonant E word, and that's exactly how you would mark up this word bravely. Now, before we get started on our next topic, I want to look at a few suffixes that we've talked about this week. Remember, we talked about the suffix Y. If you put a Y on the end of many words, it will become an adjective. That means it describes a noun. We talked about the word chilly. If something has a chill, it's cold, but if it's chilly, that item feels cold, right? You can describe something as being chilly. What about the word puny? Has anybody ever said that? I feel puny, kind of feel yucky. Yucky. Take the word yuck, put a Y on it. Makes you not feel very good. So Y by itself is a suffix that can change a word into an adjective to describe how something feels. Ly, like in the word bravely, turns the word into an adverb. It usually takes a word like brave and makes it so that you can describe how you're doing something. I could walk down the hall, but if I walk bravely down the hall, it takes on a different meaning, doesn't it? I could jump, but if I jump quickly, that makes on a different meaning. So adverbs change the way you do something. It describes the way you do something. Adjectives describe the way something is or looks. Adverbs describe the way you do something. And finally, ty is a suffix that we've learned about this week, and it makes words a noun. So instead of a unit, like one thing like we talk about in math, a unit, if you have a unity, it talks about how people work together. It's a thing or an idea. There are lots of different ways you can use the Y, ly, and ty suffixes. So now I'd like for you to take your notebook and turn it on its side. That's right. Make it so that it's wide, and I'll show you on mine right here as soon as I get everything erased. My eraser's taken a little bit longer than I thought. All right, so turn your notebook like this, and I want you to find the center of your notebook and do a line over to the right and another line over to the left. So you've created 3 columns. And then up at the top, I want you to draw a line all the way across so that you have 2 sections, 3 small sections up here and another row that's very thick. And I want you to title those sections with Y, ly, and ty. Go ahead, I'll give you some time to do that. And then I am going to actually change mine. You leave yours just the way I showed you. I'm going to give you a word bank down here. And I'm going to tell you a couple of regular words, and you're going to put them in the columns where they belong and make the most sense. So the first word I'm going to give you is the word jump. That's the root word. And you're going to have to decide, make sure you spell your root word correctly because I'm going to give you a resource here, jump. Now, does it make sense to say jump T? Jump T? No, that's not a word. Jumply. Jumply? You don't jumply something. That doesn't make sense. Jumpy. Oh, if you are fidgety and get nervous a lot, you might be a little jumpy. Very good. So I would write the word jump in my column for Y and then put it Y on the end and make the new word jumpy. So I'll give you the root word. You decide which column you want to put it in. You don't have to write the words twice. Just write them in the column and add the suffix to it that makes the most sense. Okay, great. Your next word is the word active. Active. We can be active, right? Now, add the suffixes to the end of active until you find one that makes sense. Now, write it in your column and add the suffix to it so you have a new word. Great job. All right, your next word, this is a word you should get correct because we talked about it yesterday, is safe. What suffix can we add to the word safe to make it into a word that makes sense to us? There might be more than one. All right, word number 3 is careful. Ooh, careful. Think on this one. Is it going to describe someone or some way that you do things? Remember, one of these describes a person or a noun, and one of these describes the way you do something. So with careful, which one goes there? Good job. Okay, the next word is 6. And you're thinking, what? 6? That's a number. Say it with each of the suffixes, and you'll figure out which one's correct. The next word is shy. Shy. Good job. All right, and your final word is wild. When you have written all of these with the suffixes, take a picture of it and submit it on Seesaw. Thanks, guys.